I'm walking on the farm bed where the onions are planted. So that's what my daddy was hailing me up about. But we're back on the farm today. Once you see this hat, you know what this video is gonna be about. And you're in the dirt currently. Sponsor me a tripod. Anytime. um so hi there. It's another beautiful Sunday morning and I got my cap. So you know what that means? Today we're on the farm. Why did the brightness just pop up really high in this video? What do I do to get it back really bright? Because it's overcast, or it's very cloudy, not overcast. So it's a little dark. The light is not ideal. But I love this shot. Like, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to me documenting my dad's farming. I don't know what to say for this intro, but for those who don't know, my name is Dorothea, or I like to call myself Farmer D when I'm wearing this hat. And today we are putting in the irrigation for the onion, but you might see footage of me not having a clue what we're doing after this. That's because I was just waking up. And yeah, the videos might explain themselves, or they might be really chaotic and I just drop them on the timeline. But my goal is to put out at least one creative video each month, and I think I put one in January. I think I produced one in January, so this will be my second one. Yay! Let's see if I can get a thumbnail. The last thumbnail for the last farm related video, I think that was a really good thumbnail, and I created it on accident in Canva when I was editing the video, because I do edit my videos in Clipchamp and Canva. No big deal, nobody cares, but yeah. Here again with Farmer Joe. Can't even see him face. What are you doing today? He's burning something.
Punching hole in my sub-main pipe for my irrigation system for the onion. So the connectors are there. And I'm going across, and this is what I'm doing to string up my onion bed.
Okay.
And since I'm on my bottom, I crawl on my bottom on the ground. Now stand up, stand. Oh, I get to one man stage, you know, okay? That time I'm basically done.
Okay. These are all the tools.
This is a little lighter. This is a sub-main pipe that carry the water that will connect to the irrigation hose. Now what I'm doing is to soften the pipe with the lighter. Notice. Look at how easy it punch. And then we just push in this while it is soft. And when it contracted, it become a little tight.
Okay.
And then cut and connect. And the water flows through. 600 and harder.
How many you put on so far?
That's a good one.
One thing about Jamaican people, we won't measure anything.
We won't what?
Measure anything. When we're cooking, we just freehand it. When we're farming, we just I judge it. If you think it's supposed to be 6 inches apart, 1, 2, 3, 6 inches apart, you just do 1, 2, 3, and your eyeball is 6 inches. Whee! So you will never imagine what I am currently using as a tripod for my phone. It's the bushes. You have your phone on you, daddy? Like, this is when I come to the farm and I say, oh, I'm gonna when I come to the farm and I say, oh, I'm gonna video what's happening for the day, this is the type of creativity that has to happen. Like, I have to put my phone in all sorts of unique places. And I'm taking a footage of it on Dad's phone now so that you can see. It's crazy. I got some watermelon in my pocket that my mom sliced this morning. I just threw them in a bag. But I wanted to talk. Tastes like perfume. I wanted to talk a little about how beautiful it is that from my perspective, I observe a lot of persons are getting into farming. And I mean, grow what you eat and eat what you grow, you know? It's good. I like what I'm seeing because I don't know if crisis is the right word to use, but I think Jamaica is in a real food crisis right now. And I'm saying that without any research, just based on personal experience of having to go foliage. Just based on personal experience of having to go to the market, having to go supermarket, prices, lack of things, it's crazy and it's concerning. So I like the fact that as Jamaicans we are taking it on ourselves to get our food from the ground. Like, we are not depending on anybody. And I think as Christians and Adventists specifically too, because we know that there will come a time that you can't buy or sell anything if you believe on the word of God, right? Time of trouble, we call it for short, TOT. Time of trouble, it will come. So to have some basic skills like farming, almost. All right. Ready? Never do it. Okay. One second. You come back. Watch my watermelon for me. So, picked a couple of currants, a good amount. And now I'm gonna finish breakfast so that I can put the scotch bonnet peppers in this that I plan to carry back home for myself. But where was I? By the way, if you don't like people talking and eating, then this is not. It's not good if you continue watching because you're gonna be annoyed. Anywho, I think there's too much dirt in this shot. Let me fix it. Is that better? I think that's better. Yeah, so this is the dish I'm planning to put my scotch bonnets in. So I'm like, let me just finish this quickly. Well, we were talking about the value of food security, independent food security. I don't know if that's the term, but that's what I would call it. Like being able to say you can provide food for yourself. Very important. Nowadays, I think, as I say, I have not done any research, but I think the initial cost to set up something like that on your own, a little backyard farm, it might be a lot, but the benefits and the amount that you'll save in the future, I think that's going to be priceless. Very priceless. So it's nice when I see on social media and even in my own communities that persons are doing what they can to provide for themselves, because at some point, I remember when Melissa was happening and you would see all of these videos of people, it's like they're just sitting in the flood waters and the mess and they're crying out to the government. And I understand that, you know, you're expecting the leaders of your country to come and assist, but what I don't understand is you not assisting yourself in the meantime. You get me? You're gonna tell me 2-3 weeks pass and you're not gonna attempt to start clear out your house on your own. You're just gonna sit on and ball for government every day. No. The government will not always be able to come into everybody's kitchen and put food on everybody's table. we have to individually take on that responsibility as well. You get what I'm saying? So I like that I see Jamaicans doing that we still have very independent thinkers out there. It's important. I was saying that as people, Adventist people would know that there will come a time that we can't buy and sell food as we do freely now. It's a very good asset to have a skill such as farming, to be able to source your own food off the land type of situation. And I'm not gonna talk like I'm there as yet. I'm not there at all. But at some point I hope to be, able to do that as well. And you can understand not everybody will reach that level where they own a nice plot of land and can dig it up and all of that by themselves. That's not everybody's purpose in life, but as a community we should come together and do what we can. I had a friend and he used to always say, Adventist people, we can buy a whole country. If all of us pool our resources, we can buy a whole country and all of us just live there by ourselves. Because of the amount of skills and resources that we can find within the church alone and church members alone. We could have established a little country for ourselves, only Adventist people. And he was always saying how peaceful it would be and how all the skill sets needed to maintain a society would be found there, because they are all found in the Adventist church. And it's true, it's just the value of community that he was really highlighting. And it comes down true for farming as well, because where I can't necessarily plow land or me not have the energy for dig dirt, you can boil a nice corn and put butter on it. I can boil corn and put butter on it and it tastes nice. So we put our skills together and we survive. That's how we'll make it through different crises, like the ones that we're living in currently. You don't think so? Together is the point I'm trying to make. At this point I'm just rambling. Make sure I eat off a sweet potato grown on the same dirt. I think this piece of sweet potato, isn't that beautiful? This corn grown around this, and I'm now eating it for breakfast. Now, isn't the whole thought of the whole idea of planting and then eating just a beautiful cycle? Personally, like in my little backyard farm, all I have is aloe vera. That's because I use it in my hair. So, and like as cleanse. So, I got is it a sucker? Aloe vera sucker? I got one and I'm trying to see if it will grow into something really huge and possibly multiple plants. But I don't know, we don't reach anywhere as yet, to be honest. I think that's all I really wanted to say about the matter of food security. Just do what you can, where you can, in terms of establishing something for yourself and your family. It's a good idea. Now, on the matter of time of trouble and preparation, every time I come on the farm, my mind goes to time of trouble, Come here, say, it's a major asset that my dad is building here to me to be able to sustain himself and us as his family. Do you think you can really prepare for time of trouble though? Like, really? You think you can prepare for time of trouble? When time them a persecute Christian and Adventists and anybody who worship on Sabbath or proclaim Lord to be Lord of all lords. Pow! Dead! I laugh, but it's serious. Can you prepare for such a time? No. In terms of physical preparation, of course you can do a spiritual preparation, and you have to be doing that now, right? I'm put on my hat for this conversation. Maybe it kind of help with the light too. But do you think that you can truly prepare physically for time of trouble when you have to get up and ditch all of your houses and land and run to the hills and the valleys? Spiritual preparation, I was saying, that's that you have to start doing that from now. Like you have to start building a relationship with God. So you know when the time come and them have people being tortured everywhere, you can faithfully and fearlessly say, yes, I am a Christian. I believe in God. So that spiritual preparation starts now. But in terms of physical, like, is that possible? But I mean, we just have to see when time comes. I hope God comes soon. But I know that there's this massive devastation that's gonna happen, and this massive persecution that's gonna happen before we finally reach Jesus is coming. And I can't say I'm afraid of it. At least not right now. I'm not afraid of the idea. Maybe too in the back of my head I feel like I might not have to live through it. I think God knows me well enough to know what I can bear. So if he sees me capable of living through something like that, then God knows. But he knows me best. A lot of the time the people that we see dying now, I definitely understand why it's heartbreaking. But for me, I try to take peace of mind in the fact that God have to like call some of his children home before that time and trouble let loose on the land, you know. You don't think so? You don't think so? Like that's how he saves them. Because if they had to live through that time of trouble in the state that they are, it probably would have ended worse. You know what I mean? They would have probably lost their way, lost their faith. And so he tests them and then he calls them home. That's how I see it. So instead of them having to endure the persecution and the mass destructions, oh, come in. He gives them their own testing and then calls them home to say, yeah, you're ready. You don't think so? Anyway, I always say calls them home. We don't mean they got heaven when they're dead. We mean them dead, but you know, call them home. Just like Christian. Parents have children for them slave. I said to myself, I love how my father thinks I come to the farm to help him. I come to the farm to video and document and get content. So he has different expectations from I have. Boy. You know what this reminds me of? That whole exercise. There's a machine in gyms, at least the foreign videos, that has like ropes on a massive thing, and they will pull the ropes and be like that's what this straining of pipes kind of reminds me of. Because if you didn't know, farm work is just extensive gym application. A lot of the things that you have to do on the farm are just like what you would be doing in a gym. Over it. Now I have 3 minutes of footage left. Let's see what we're gonna get. Pretty sure it's corn, yes. This one don't look like bug technique. I then just never make it. I then just never get reached. I'm gonna see if I can find at least 2 or 3 stalks. So like this. Yeah, but I don't see any good one yet. Okay. I can find a couple. But if I can find a few big ones. If I can find a few big corn stalks here back with me to the hills that I live on, then that should be fine. Let me show you a bug. Somebody tell me what type of bug is that? What type of bug is that? So weird. The corn here. I feel like as a child this would be a doll, right? This is the hair And you just drew some eyes on the corners here, and you got a doll. Oh my god! Yes, I can kind of see the corn from there. Oh, it came right off. So it's a small corn, but I don't see a lot of worms or anything. I should get something from it. So that's one. I can lie down some more. I've never been to the farm, and my father said, you can lie down a little longer. You always I say, all you do is come and lie down. Ay, what a joy to know that I could have lied down a little longer. But strange enough, in that case, let's use this time to have a little chit chat. Because the last video I did a little chit chat as well. So let's have a little chit chat. I've been interested in dream theories recently, and I really need to make the time to do more research before I start talking about it. But a while ago, while I was sleeping, right? Tell me why. I have a dream that we're on the farm and there is an explosion happening, and we can look from the distance, like we're standing here and we're looking far into the distance and seeing like planes flying and bombs dropping on a specific section. And it's like, oh my god. In my mind, I'm thinking, time of trouble must come now. And in the dream, I went to work the next day, and I was trying to explain. Like, I kept checking the news throughout, and there was no reports of anything happening in the region on that side where I saw the bombs dropping. And so, I spoke about it at work to said that's what I saw yesterday on the farm, and somebody said, was it beetroot that they were farming? And I was like, anyways, all that conversation happened, and then the dream cut to me at home in the kitchen. I'm making chocolate tea, I'm washing in the machine, and pudding happening because my mom made pudding last night. So I know that dreams are basically your subconscious thoughts and memories that perhaps you never processed or something, or you're still processing. They all come into the surface and your mind sourcing it out. That's what I rationally explain dreams as to myself. It's your subconscious all of the times, and I do believe that God does use dreams to talk to you. So then in the dream now, that's what I'm suddenly doing in the kitchen. And my kitchen is right beside my washing room. I'm in the kitchen, washing room on that side, was I'm washing as well, making a chocolate tea with the natural chocolate balls. And there was a third thing that I was doing, but all three things required water, and I had a small cup of water. So I needed to pour more water in the washing machine, and I had to go back again and I'm pouring water in the chocolate tea because it dried out and the chocolate balls were sitting, and I was cooking my chocolate tea. I was boiling my chocolate tea in a frying pan in this dream, and I'm pouring water in the frying pan, and I'm running back to get more water in a little cup to fill up the machine. And the third thing I was doing needed water too. Meanwhile, my phone is on the counter playing a video, and it keeps making a loud pop like an explosion. Again, a second explosion in this dream. Another explosion keeps pop, pop, pop every second. And I'm looking back at it and I'm realizing I'm watching a video, and there's in the background of the video, it's like there are young men, and this is still in my dream, you know. In the video that I'm watching, there are young men bursting fireworks in the back. But the thing is that the fireworks are coming out of, like when it goes up into the sky, it comes out of the top of the phone too and hits the cupboard of my kitchen. That's how realistic everything feels. So the video is now 5-dimensional. My experience is not 3D, it's 5D. I'm experiencing it real, and it's popping and slapping me and burning me, and all of that's happening. So I keep in the middle of trying to find out what's happening with my phone, why those fireworks keep coming out of it into the roof, and I'm looking at the video to say, oh, that's why. But that's so weird. I've never seen my phone like allow me to experience 5-dimensional things, and the fireworks popping out of it. And I'm trying to fill up the things with a small cup of water, and my skin burning because the fireworks them dropping on me. All of this happening in my dream, right? Just for me, like a lady came in, a really big thick lady. A big thick lady came in, and she looks calm about everything, and I'm like, don't you see the chaos unfolding in the kitchen? And she's like, Yeah, and I'm like, so what's happening with the phone? What's causing that? Because I'm afraid it burned on the house. And the lady's like, with the old time phones, when they sit in the sun too long, what would happen to them? As soon as she asked that, and it's like my mind started to create the answer, I'm jump out of my sleep. But look, I realized the burning sun is now up as much as when I went to bed in the car. I slept in the car. That's why I brought the blanket that I showed you earlier. When I went to bed, it wasn't very sunny. The clouds were thick over the car, and the trees are also over the car. So I was sleeping in shade, just to realize at some point the shade transitioned to the blaring hot sun on my sensitive skin. And the phones are on top of the car top, not the car top, the dashboard, receiving all this sun, getting ready to swell, possibly, because they're overheating in the sun. And the dream was, you know what I mean? I would love to study the psychology behind dreams some more. I did in my first year. There was a course we did, I think it was child and adolescent, or it was principles of psychology or child and adolescent psychology, that we did a chapter on dream psychology, right? And I'd love to do more research on it, because I love how even in your dream you're still processing things, still thinking, still getting warnings. Because I would like to attribute that warning from God to say, Dorothea, like he was probably trying to tell me, Dorothea, you're now sleeping in the sun. Your phones are in the sun. Wake up. So all these explosions and everything, and the phone exploding, and me carrying water was probably because I was getting dehydrated in the sun. All these little things, you know, coming together to make such an interesting story. And I love story. I love the art of storytelling, which is why I blabbered so much here. But you know what I mean? I've had so many experiences where my dreams, I can't say become a reality, but it's like something will happen. I'm like, I saw that in my dream. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that experience? If you're watching this, share it in the comments. I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber, but not many people watch my videos either. But I say, if somebody watches this and you experience that, you're dreaming and then something happens and you're like, I saw that in my dream though, tell me I was in the chat, because I like those type of things, of dreams becoming realities, or dreams being warnings, or realizing that God does speak to you in a dream. Because there's this preacher, and I don't remember her name now, she's really popular and I like her sermons and style of preaching, and she heavily in the dream world as well, in terms of talking to God in dreams. So maybe that was a part of where it hit me, that this dream thing is something, because the Bible does say, my young men shall receive visions and dream dreams. And I've had those experiences, and she was the one that said something, the preacher that I was talking about, I don't remember her name, it's a black girl though, I think she come from some part of Africa. She said in one of her sermons, I was listening to that, if like a good chunk of our life, she gave the statistics, a good chunk of our lives were sleeping, why wouldn't God use even that to communicate with us? Even that portion of our lives that we spend sleeping, why wouldn't he use even that to try and reach us, to tell us things, to warn us? And I believe that so heavily. So when I go to bed, I like to say a prayer and say, God, tell me something in my dreams tonight again, give me directions, answer my prayers, do my dreams tonight, and then I see what happens. Most times I don't get an answer, but today he definitely warned me about my phone.